Have you ever felt like you were trapped in an invisible chess game? One where your opponent isn't just one step ahead, but seems to know your every thought and emotion before you even realize them yourself? You try to make a move, you try to escape, but every step is anticipated, intercepted with a cold smile or a sweet manipulative remark. If you've ever experienced that feeling, a blend of helplessness and confusion, then congratulations, you've encountered a narcissist. They are master manipulators, skilled performers behind flawless masks, charming enough to make you doubt your own reality. But what happens when the light of truth begins to shine on the darkest corners of their soul? When you dare to strip away their facade to see them for who they truly are? I understand the fear, the trembling in your heart at that thought, but believe me, that moment is also when you begin reclaiming your true power. Brace yourself. You are about to enter a psychological battlefield. Narcissists don't let their prey go easily. They retaliate, they attack, they unleash every trick in the book to pull you back into their web of control. In this video, we will explore their dramatic responses when they are exposed. Will they explode in rage, shedding fire to everything you hold dear? Will they fall to their knees, shedding crocodile tears in a performance of fake sorrow? Or will they retreat into the shadows, quietly sabotaging your life from behind the scenes? I'm here to help you uncover those hidden tactics, to decode the silent warfare they wage when their power is threatened. If you've ever been swept away in the emotional storm of a narcissist, if you're searching for a way out, or if you simply want to understand the chaos you've endured, don't go anywhere. Stay with me until the end, and if your heart resonates, share your story in the comments. I read every word you write because each experience is a piece of the puzzle that brings us closer to clarity and healing. Together we'll walk through this journey because you are not alone, and the truth will always be your light to freedom. The narcissist's reaction to being exposed is never a simple story. It's a messy drama, a chaotic performance where they juggle rage, sorrow, love, and hatred with the skill of a seasoned actor. Their twisted psychology, combined with how vital you were in their supply system, determines how they respond when forced to face their reflection in the mirror of truth. Some disappear quietly, vanishing from your life like a ghost melting into the night. No goodbye, no trace. I know that feeling. The sudden void they leave behind can be crippling. Your heart shatters under the weight of unanswered questions. What did I do wrong? Why didn't they explain anything? But hear me. As someone who has witnessed hundreds of survivors walk this same path, their silence isn't their final cruelty, it's their accidental gift to you. It is a door to freedom, a crack of light piercing through the manipulative darkness, an opportunity to finally escape the suffocating spiral of their selfish control. Don't cry for their exit. Stand up. Take a deep breath, step through that doorway and reclaim the happiness you deserve. But don't breathe a sigh of relief too soon. Narcissists rarely let go so easily. For most of them, exposure is not the end, it's the starting bell for a new battle. A battle where they will do everything in their power to drag you back, to continue draining your energy and crushing your spirit. They can't stand the thought that you, once their loyal supplier, would dare to walk away and shatter their illusion of supreme control. And this is where they bring out their sharpest weapon, the Darvo tactic. Deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Even the name is sinister, isn't it? They'll deny everything, even if the proof is undeniable. I never did that. They'll attack you with cruel accusations. You're the selfish, abusive one. And then, with a dramatic twist, they flip the script, casting themselves as the wounded victim. I'm in so much pain because you misunderstood me. I've seen countless survivors fall apart in this emotional trap, blaming themselves, doubting their own reality, even apologizing to the very person who wounded them. But don't let them deceive you again. Darvo's not remorse, it's not truth, it's a double-edged sword sharpened to stab your self-worth, sow confusion, and pull you back into the pit. They don't care about your pain, only about protecting their fractured ego. But you are stronger than they think. Your silence, your clarity, your strength, these are flames they cannot extinguish. Stay with me because together we will analyze this tactic step by step so you can not only recognize it, but also break free from its grasp. If you've ever been wounded by Darvo, share your story in the comments. I'm here to listen. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next breakdown because you deserve to be free from their shadow once and for all. Step 1, denial. This is where the narcissist delivers the first blow in the Darvo strategy, a cunning move designed to shake the very foundation of your perception. Their goal? To plant the seed of self-doubt in your mind. making you question your own eyes, your ears, and even your heart. They are masters of language, skilled illusionists who weave a web of lies so tightly that you find yourself tangled in confusion, where the most precious thing you own, your trust in yourself, is slowly eroded bit by bit. I've seen countless victims shattered by this trap, and I understand your pain. The disorienting feeling of the world turning upside down, as if you are the insane one while they stand calmly, denying all wrongdoing with a smug smile. You misunderstood me. I would never do that, they say, their voice dripping with honey, but underneath is a razor-sharp blade. You know I love you. How could you think so badly of me? These are not explanations, but sugar-coated arrows aimed straight at your self-worth. But they don't stop at mere denial. With their ever-shifting manipulative tactics, they whisper words of love while simultaneously launching brutal verbal attacks. Something's wrong with you mentally. Maybe you should get help, they declare, painting you as unstable, while they themselves are the root of the chaos. At their most devious, they escalate to personal attacks. You're crazy. How could you even come up with such absurd scenarios? These words feel like cold water poured over your head, leaving you dazed and questioning everything. One moment they speak like a perfect lover. The next, they cut like a ruthless enemy. This emotional contradiction isn't accidental, it's a weapon, carefully sharpened to throw you off balance, to pull you deeper into a spiral of confusion where you can no longer distinguish truth from illusion. You begin to ask yourself, am I too sensitive? Am I overreacting? That's exactly what they want, to make you feel lost in your own mind so they can keep control. But the narcissist game doesn't end with words. When denial alone isn't enough to extinguish your resistance, they pull out their most familiar trick, love bombing. Suddenly, after all the insults, you find yourself flooded with sweet messages, surprise gifts with handwritten notes saying, I love you, or passionate moments staged like scenes from a romantic film. I know how your heart reacts, fluttering with confusion, your mind spinning in a storm of emotion. Is this who they really are? Do they actually love me? You wonder. But this confusion is the trap. They're not doing this out of love or remorse. They're doing it because their perfect mask is starting to crack, and they need you to believe that all the pain you endured was just a misunderstanding. They're the director, you're the audience, and this entire scene is staged to lull you back into a false dream. A dream where you willingly return to their control. Picture yourself standing in a maze, the walls built from their lies, the exit being the truth you long for. But every step you take, they lead you into another dead end. One moment, they call you crazy. The next, they hold you and whisper, I can't live without you. This contradiction isn't the sign of a complex love. It's the evidence of a cold, selfish soul that only sees you as a pawn in their power game. They don't care about your tears. They don't care about your pain. Their every move is driven by one goal, to protect their fragile ego and keep you under control. They love bomb, not to heal your wounds, but to soothe their own fear. Fear that you might finally see through them. Fear that you'll leave and leave them alone with the emptiness they refuse to face. But pause for a moment and remember this. You're not crazy. You're not mistaken. You are not the problem. What you saw, what you felt, the manipulation, the wounds, the deceit was real. The narcissist wants you to doubt yourself because that's how they keep you in their grasp. But you are stronger than you know. That confusion they planted is not weakness. It's proof that you still have sensitivity to truth. They may be master puppeteers, pulling invisible strings with their words and actions, but you have the power to cut those strings. Don't let their denial and counterfeit love lure you back in. You deserve to step out of that maze and stand in the light of truth. But this game isn't over yet. Denial is just the opening move in their Darvo strategy. Next comes attack, a more violent, more calculated phase where they unleash even more destructive tactics to defend their false narrative. Step 2, attack. When sweet words and denial no longer work on you, the narcissist rips off their charming mask to reveal their true face. Ruthless, cunning, and willing to destroy anything to protect their fractured ego. This is no longer a love story, this is war. They begin a full-on assault designed to destroy you on every front. Imagine them as a hungry vulture, tearing at your dignity with venomous lies, poisoning the ears of anyone who will listen. She's crazy. He's a manipulative liar. They fabricate stories with frightening conviction, slandering your name to friends, family, coworkers, turning you into a villain in the eyes of those around you. I've seen victims collapse under the weight of this betrayal, isolated, heartbroken, blamed for crimes they never committed. But it doesn't stop there. With master-level manipulation, they rally their flying monkeys. Loyal enablers who blindly believe their lies, from relatives to old acquaintances. The term flying monkeys, borrowed from The Wizard of Oz, might sound playful, but in reality, it's terrifying. These monkeys are recruited through gossip, false promises, or intimidation, and they become tools to monitor you, slander you, and spread their poison like wildfire. You'll feel alone, abandoned, under siege, while they smile in triumph over your pain and as their rage escalates. Don't be shocked if they cross moral or legal boundaries. They may stalk you like a shadow, violate your privacy, destroy your property, or even attempt blackmail with sensitive information they once held. They'll stop at nothing, from social media smear campaigns to outright criminal behavior, to break you. In the middle of the storm, I know you're scared, I know you're confused, but this is when you must hold your ground. The more they lose control, the more violently they strike, because they cannot stand your defiance. Don't let fear or anger drive you into a revenge trap. Be smart, be strategic, gather evidence, texts, emails, voicemails, anything that proves their toxic behavior. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or a therapist to build a strong support network. They will be your lighthouse in the darkness. You are not alone, and you are far stronger than they ever imagined. Step 3, reverse victim and offender. And now comes the final and most manipulative move in the Darvo playbook, the reverse victim and offender tactic. When denial fails and attacks don't break you, the narcissist executes their most deceptive strategy. They switch roles. They become the victim and you become the villain. It's a chilling transformation. Suddenly the person who gaslit you, humiliated you, and drained your soul stands before others with trembling eyes and a heart-wrenching story of how you ruined them. I tried everything, but they were so cruel to me. I gave them my love and they threw it away. They twist the truth like a skilled puppeteer, distorting reality so well that even people close to you may start to question your version of the story. And while you're still processing the trauma, they're already playing the hero victim to the world, garnering sympathy, collecting allies, and making sure the narrative is rewritten in their favor. What's worse? You begin to doubt yourself. You ask, was I too harsh? Did I overreact? That's the true power of this tactic. They don't just manipulate others, they manipulate your own conscience, your guilt, your empathy. They know your heart, they know your kindness, and they use it like a weapon. I've seen survivors fall back into the narcissist's arms, not because they still love them, but because they felt guilty for walking away. But you must remember, their victimhood is a mask. Their tears are a script. Their apologies are rehearsed. You were never the villain. You were the survivor. This phase of Darvo is the most emotionally draining because now you're not just healing from the abuse, you're defending yourself from the false story they've built around you. And yet, this is where your greatest strength is born. Because when you see through the entire illusion, when you recognize every denial, every attack, every lie, you take your power back. You stop playing their game. You stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying your truth. You rise with clarity, with dignity, with peace. I understand your pain, your heart shattered by betrayal, your mind spinning from the accusations like, you pushed me to this, and your soul burdened by guilt that was never yours to carry. But this is not the time to fall apart. This is the moment to rise with clarity and determination, like a warrior reclaiming their strength. Step 1, stand your ground and refuse to accept responsibility for their actions. If they say, I cheated because you didn't love me enough, remind yourself, no, you chose to betray. That was your decision, not my fault. In fact, I once worked with a client whose husband blamed his affair on her being too focused on work. She learned to reaffirm the truth. His infidelity was his choice, not the result of her ambition. It wasn't easy, but it helped her regain control over her mind and emotion. The next step, cut off the emotional supply they crave. Narcissists feed on your reactions, your tears, your arguments, your pleas. These are the fuel that sustains their inflated ego. Don't give them that power. Instead of defending yourself or trying to prove your innocence, adopt the gray rock strategy. Respond with neutrality, calmness, and minimal reaction. For example, if they cry and say, I can't live without you, don't comfort or argue, simply reply, That's your issue. One of my clients used this exact strategy when her ex repeatedly threatened self-harm to manipulate her. Her silence and emotional detachment ultimately made him stop. It takes discipline, but it severs the invisible strings of manipulation. Equally important, build tangible protective boundaries in your real life. Document every interaction, text, emails, voice recordings, anything that shows they are shifting blame or making threats. Another client of mine had her ex spread rumors that she abandoned him in hard times, but she kept the messages where he admitted to cheating, and those messages helped her defend the truth with her family. If their behavior escalates into harassment or legal violations, don't hesitate to contact the police or seek legal counsel. At the same time, build a support network, friends, family, or abuse recovery groups. These people are not just emotional lifelines, they reflect your true worth, the very worth the narcissists try to make you forget. And finally, remember this, you cannot change them, but you can change how you respond to them. Don't let their self-victimizing stories imprison you anymore. If you've ever struggled to break free from blame, share your story in the comments below. I want to hear how you did it. Subscribe to this channel for more practical strategies, because you deserve a life of freedom, one that is no longer controlled by the narcissist's manipulation.